Yo, what's up? Y'all know what it is. It's Big Boy. I'm coming at you live from the Democratic National Convention right here in Denver. My web series, We the People. We've been on the pulse of this thing since the get-go. I did some things in Atlanta. Now we're here in the heart of where it goes down. I got a couple of my celebrity friends come out, and we are still in search of the truth. Check it out. And we are at the Blair Caldwell African American Research Library in the historic 5 Point section of Denver. And I'd like to welcome my guest, legend Bun B.
Big, how you doing,
man? What's going on, man? What's going on? What made you want to attend the DNC?
My main reason for coming down here, man, really was to be a part of history. Right. You know what I'm saying? Over the course of African American history, there's been a lot of major accomplishments for our people and our culture. And I feel like when we look back on history, this is going to be one of the biggest, one of the most prolific events. And I just want to be a part of it, man. Okay. You know, bear witness.
So were you a Barack Obama supporter from the start?
No, I waited a long time to pick who I wanted to support because I know there's a lot of people that are going to look to their decision based on what I do. And I wanted to make sure before I stepped out, I said, you know what, I'm going to wait, see who come to Texas, see who come to Houston, see if they really willing to address what's going on in my city. Barack came to Houston and Hillary didn't, and that's kind of when I made my decision.
Okay, then. That's how I made my decision was actually because I didn't really know anything about Obama. At first, right, I was originally Hillary Clinton supporter. Then I got to seeing how they were doing the negative campaign ads towards Barack Obama. And to me, that was out of character for her, to me to do that. So I'm just like, he must be some kind of threat to us. So when I went and did my little research, this is who I decided to go with.
Well, even for me, man, because it's inspirational to us all, man. Seeing him make that kind of achievement may make me feel like, you know, maybe I could be the next president of something, you know what I'm saying? If not the country, you know, maybe a corporation, you know what I'm saying? Fortune 500, that'd be real player.
For sure, believe that.
I just feel like, not just for our culture as African Americans, but for the Latino culture, Asians and different minorities in this country, I think the fact of seeing a person of color leading this country is going to inspire millions of people who've been disenfranchised to the process. People who come on the TV every day and hear people speaking for them that don't look nothing like them or look like they come from or represent their perspective struggle. And I think that Barack does that for a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? Okay.
Have you always been into politics?
Probably in the last 8 years, I think. Everybody, at some point or another, in this Bush administration got into politics.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
As I move up in life and social status and, as they say, tax brackets and, you know, more of my money is given towards this administration and I start seeing what the administration is doing with my money, I'm not with that. Right. And I'm free to choose who I want to represent me through my vote. And it's like, you know what? That's why I'm not represented the way I'm supposed to be because I ain't been voting. You know what I'm saying? And I like to complain about stuff like anybody, but I also like to act on stuff too. I think what's wrong in this country is that the people that they want to get excited about elections and get excited about voting, they only reach out to them on that fourth year. You know what I'm saying? They only talk to them during an election year. If we really want people to get excited about voting, get excited about the process, not just on the national, but on the state and the local level, then we got to put it in their face every month. And people don't realize when they see on TV, what is Proposition 48, what is Proposition 92, what is Proposition 78A, that's things that affect you. And if you don't know, you need to figure it out, man, because it'll be you or your family that's losing out. People don't realize that if you live in the city and your senator lives in your city or your representative, any of your U.S. representatives in your city, you can go to that office anytime and tell them how you feel. Go down to the office, knock on the door. It's an open door. They can't not let you in.
People need to know that those offices are open in the community.
Anytime, any representative, any state senator, matter of fact, any councilman, treasurer, alderman, all of that, man. Go down there and let them know, because that's the problem. Nobody's been calling them on their business, man. Matter of fact, when I get home, I'm calling somebody and go off on them just because.
For sure. And they know he gonna do it too.
Going on. That's on the pimp. I'm gonna let him have it.
Well, sure, it's definitely going down, man. What do you think the reaction is gonna be to Mile High Stadium when Obama gives his speech?
You know, when you see these movies like Armageddon, when the president talking, you see people on the street in front of TVs. I think that's what it's gonna be like, man. I really feel like the world gonna stop.
And then it's gonna be the 45th anniversary on the same day as Dr. King's speech.
King, man. I think
that's prophecy, man.
I don't think people really realize how much he's gonna speak to us. You know what I'm saying? And when I say us, I mean all of us. He's gonna speak to your respective struggle, to my respective struggle, to almost every American in this country.
And I want to thank my guest, Bun B, my dog. Good. We the people, we right here, man, and we'll see y'all in a minute.
UGK for life.
Believe that.